If you're a high school basketball player that wants to improve your free throw shooting, today I'm going to build on last week's episode and I'm going to give you a 10-week free throw shooting challenge which will prepare you for your upcoming high school season. Let's jump in and discuss. Welcome back to Heart Smart Together. I'm Coach Dave. I'm here every week to help basketball players become the smart, confident players that coaches love. So, last week we were talking about a topic that is near and dear to everybody's heart. Scoring more. You want to score more this upcoming high school season than maybe you scored last season, right? But we've talked specifically about how improving your free throw shooting can help you score more. And then we got into the details of establishing and developing a free throw shooting routine and every aspect of the free throw shooting routine and why they're so important, both the physical aspect and the mental aspect. So you've got a physical routine and a mental routine, okay? If you haven't watched last week's episode, go back and watch that because we're building upon that today by putting some action behind your free throw improvement. I want you to take action. It's easy to listen to a podcast, watch a video, say, yeah, I'm going to practice a routine. Yeah, I'm going to practice some free throws. I'm giving you a 10-week challenge. 10 weeks. 10-week challenge. I want you to become a more confident, better free throw shooter. And I'm going to make it real simple. I'm going to give you the exact steps you need to take over the next 10 weeks in order to step into next season as a better free throw shooter, a more confident shooter, okay? Let's face it, we're about 10 weeks away, a little more than 10 weeks away from tryouts, from practices, from joining your high school team again, right? And so this gives you plenty of time to accomplish this 10-week challenge if you decide to accept it. Hopefully, if you are a player that's committed to being better, if you're a player that wants to have a better season this season than last, hopefully you will accept this challenge and I'll give you the exact steps in order to do that. And next season, you're going to step up to the free throw line more confident and being ready to knock down free throws for your team. Now, before I get into the exact aspects of the challenge, I always like to give you a free gift just for listening, just for joining me, to watching this video, okay? And if you haven't already downloaded the 8 intangible skills that coaches love to see in players, I make it easy to do it. I'll put a link in the description below, or you can simply go to hardsmarttogether.com/intangibles. These are skills that you can practice both on and off the court. So I put them in a checklist form with some ideas for you on how to implement them, okay? Go ahead and download that. I'll be sure and get you that free gift. Now, what is this 10-week challenge? Well, let's talk about the parameters of the challenge first. It's over the next 10 weeks, okay? I want you to commit to doing this for 10 weeks, okay? I'm going to make it simple for you. All I want you to do is 2 sessions per week. And the sessions are only going to last about an hour. You can schedule, but I want you to put it on the calendar, put a time. I want you to commit to 2 times a week that you can do this free throw shooting workout, okay? And if you can commit to that at the end of 10 weeks, you're going to be more confident and you're going to be better, okay? But you've got to commit to the 10 weeks. You've got to keep going. So, what are the aspects of this challenge? The first thing I want you to do for your free throw session is I want you to spend 5 minutes, and I want you to spend 5 minutes on one-handed form shooting, okay? Now, I've done an entire episode in the past on form shooting, so I'll put a link in the description below for you as well, so you can refer to that if you aren't already doing or haven't seen that before for your one-handed form shooting. But I want you to focus on the elements of form, on the mechanics of your shot. And we know those are bending your knees, bend, lift, extending, snapping your wrist, and holding your follow through, right? So this is the point when you're going through this free throw routine that I want you to focus on the mechanics. I want you to focus on form. And after this, I don't want you worrying about form, worrying about mechanics, because we've already taken care of it in the first 5 minutes of this session, okay? So this is your time to dial in that form. Okay, the second thing I want you to do in your session is one-handed pressure shooting, okay? Now, I've talked about this extensively in episodes in the past, and I'll put one of those episodes, a link to this pressure shooting drill, one of the best shooting drills you can do. But again, you're close to the basket, you're a foot or two away, okay? You're doing one-handed shooting similar to the form shooting, okay? And you've set a goal for yourself on how many consecutive swishes that you have to make until you can move on to the next element of the session, the free throw shooting session. Now you notice we haven't shot a free throw yet. You're like, wait, this is supposed to be a free throw shooting practice, but we're setting the foundation to shoot your free throws. I want you to set a goal for these sessions that is challenging yet attainable. Because I don't want you spending the entire hour trying to finish up your pressure shooting challenge, but it needs to be challenging, okay? Depending on how good you are, 3, 4, 5 consecutive swishes, and you know that it builds pressure. Each time you make a swish, you can't touch rim, you can't miss. You've got to swish, and each time when you get to that third or that fourth shot, man, the pressure has built. And that's what we're trying to do, is simulate free throw pressure. So you complete those two aspects. The third thing I want you to do in your free throw shooting session, we're to the free throws now. I want you to shoot 5 sets of 10 free throws, okay? Now, I don't want you to just step up to the line and go through real quick shooting your free throws. I want you to shoot them in sets of 10. And I want on every free throw you to go through both the physical routine that you have established and worked on and are developing, as well as the mental routine that you are developing. And if you don't have one and you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, go back to last week's episode and start developing a physical and a mental routine for your free throw shooting. Because I want each one of these free throws to be game-like. And in a game, you're going to go through your physical and your mental routine, okay? Why are we putting them in sets of 10 as well? I also want you to record your results. I want you to put it down, jot it down on a piece of paper, put it in a spreadsheet, put it in a note on your phone. I don't care how you record your results, but each set, I want you to record your results. So 5 sets of 10, the first set, maybe you make 5 out of 10. The second set, maybe 7 out of 10. Maybe the third set, 10 out of 10. I don't know where you're at in your free throw shooting journey, but I want you to record the results, because what this is going to give you is a free throw shooting percentage for this free throw session, right? And I want you to compare maybe your first week's free throw shooting session to, as you go through this 10-week challenge, to where you are, week 7, week 8, week 9, week 10, because you're going to start seeing that improvement. You're going to start becoming more confident in your shots. So that is what I want you to do. I want you to shoot 5 sets of 10 free throws, complete game-like routine. And then the final thing I want you to do is 5 more sets of one-on-ones, okay? I want you to shoot a one-on-one like it's a game. So you're going to have some pressure because you're going to put some consequences on these 5 sets of one-on-ones, okay? What do I mean by consequences? If you miss the front end of a one-on-one in a game, you don't get to shoot the second free throw. So the consequences should be a little more dire than missing the second shot. And there should be no consequences if you knock them both down. So if you miss the front end of the one-on-one, give yourself some consequences, like maybe you have to do 10 push-ups. You move the back end, you miss the back end, maybe it's just 20 seconds of a plank. A little less consequences. You make them both, you don't have to do either. Same thing for running. Maybe you miss the front end, you got to do a liner. If you miss the back end, it's just a down and back, okay? You can do the same thing with crunches. You can do the same thing with anything. Now we're starting to put some consequences and a little bit more pressure on your free throws. Now when you shoot these one-on-ones, you should also be going through your physical and your mental routine, okay? So when you're done with this 5 sets of one-on-ones, you're done with the session. About an hour, like I said. But when you're done with 10 weeks, if you accept this challenge and you do 10 weeks of this free throw challenge, at the end of 10 weeks, by the time your high school season starts, you'll have shot over 1,000 game-like free throws leading into your next high school season, okay? You will be a more confident free throw shooter, okay? You will be a improved free throw shooter, and you will be ready to start your season and ready to step up to the line anytime your team needs you to knock down those pressure important free throws. So this was your challenge. I hope you accept it. If you're looking to improve, of course you're going to accept this challenge. Now you might say 2 sessions isn't enough. Start with 2 sessions. If you want to add sessions, that's fine. But I want you to at least do the 10 weeks, at least do the 2 hours a week of working on your free throws, working on your routine. By the end of this 10 weeks, your routine, both physical and mental, will be dialed in. You'll have created a habit so that when you step into the game, you already have a routine that is a habit for you. I would love to hear if you're going to accept this challenge by just put a comment below. Challenge accepted. Okay? And then if you follow me in weeks ahead, I'd love to hear how you're progressing with this free throw challenge. And at the end of the 10 weeks, what difference do you see in your confidence? What difference do you see in your free throw shooting? Just would love to hear the feedback from you guys. And until next week, remember to play hard, play smart, and play together. See you next week.